those who are not able to join us can watch. This is the grade 2 catechist preparation meeting for the month of February. And as a way of meeting, getting to know each other a little better, I have a introductory question to share, and I'm hoping that you can answer and share what your experience was. So, what was your favorite TV show as a kid, when you were growing up, or high school or young adult or whatever? What was one of your favorite TV shows? And so, since I have had the opportunity to think about this all day long, I'll go ahead and start. And I'll share something different than I did with the catechist for grades 1, 3, 4, and 5. Because we watched a lot of TV when I was growing up. But there was a TV show called Grizzly Adams, with apparently based on a historical figure. But he was a guy who went into the wilderness, and there was a whole little story that was part of the introductory opening credits. But he befriended a bear, and this bear, because that he was called Grizzly Adams, and so the story was all about him and the bear and the shenanigans that they got into. So I loved that story as a kid, that TV series. So I'll just let anybody else want to pop in and share.
I forgot about that show. Another one, it's kind of dorky, but I always liked it. It was that Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom.
Yes.
Sunday nights, I think. I loved that. Dreaming about all the places I could go visit when I grew up.
Yeah. I remember that.
Did you hear that? We're having a hard time here.
Uh-oh.
Is it me?
She said the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
I do. I'll class it up with like Rocky and Bullwinkle and things like that. Old cartoons. Yogi Bear, those guys.
I remember just loving watching family classics.
Oh, yes.
Like all the movies, and they would just, replay them too. And like, oh, Journey to the Center of the Earth is on again.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Awesome. I love those with Fraser Thomas. Yes.
Yeah, this is so good to hear everybody's responses, because I don't remember a lot but Tim, I was gonna also go cartoons like the Flintstones, because my dad
and the Jetsons.
My dad didn't watch much TV. He usually sat in another room with a newspaper, but he would watch this stuff and just giggle. And like Andy of Mayberry with Barney Fife would just make him laugh and laugh. And so I guess my memories, it isn't even about what was on the TV. It was like a moment that I rarely had with my dad, but I don't really remember like a favorite. But when you say them, it's like, yeah, I remember now. Those were good. But yeah. So,
I mean, I just remember like Barney Fife or Andy Mayberry. We all watched that as a family. Because it was always good. Goober and everybody.
Yeah.
My gosh, remember that Goober? Yes. And Gomer Pyle, yeah.
Gomer Pyle,
Gomer Pyle,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he was on a variety show and he sang.
Yes.
Yeah, different
singing voice.
Beautiful voice. Yes.
That's Gomer
Yes.
That's true.
Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors. Yes. Cool.
Or like the Donna Reed show. Like I thought, was it Donna Reed or the Nelsons, where Ricky Nelson was just so cute.
Yeah. But Ozzie and Harriet.
Yeah.
Such wholesome things. Oh my gosh.
Yes, definitely.
And there's one Lawrence Welk show. We used to watch that every Sunday also. There was one Lawrence Welk show that I'll never forget. He reached out. There were like folding chairs in front. They were, polka. They do the polka all the time. He went and grabbed a lady's hand and was going to up and polka with her. He swung her around and her wig flew off. On national television, she was so embarrassed.
Oh my God. That'll teach you to sit in the front row, right?
Yeah, always look down.
Yeah, don't make eye contact.
Don't take that wig.
Oh my gosh.
Last one, Bozo at lunchtime, because we used to
Oh,
walk
yeah.
before school. And that was the lunchtime when Bozo's over, you had to go back.
Yeah.
yes. Bozo Circus. We always wanted to go, but we could never get tickets. So,
No, no one could. No.
yeah. Okay, well, thank you for those memories. That was fantastic. We've got an opening prayer here that it will be, I'll bring it up here. It is a litany that we'll pray together. And so I will pray the regular parts, and if you could pray the bold, that would be great. And it changes after the first prayer, and then again in the middle of the prayer. And this is the litany of humility. This is one of my most favorite prayers. So let's begin in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. O Jesus, meek and humble of heart,
Hear me.
from the desire of being esteemed,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the desire of being loved,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the desire of being extolled,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the desire of being honored,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the desire of being praised,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the desire of being preferred to others,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the desire of being consulted,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the desire of being approved,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of being humiliated,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of being despised,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of suffering rebukes,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of being calumniated,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of being forgotten,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of being ridiculed,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of being wronged,
Deliver me, Jesus.
from the fear of being suspected,
Deliver me, Jesus.
that others may be loved more than I,
Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it.
that others may be esteemed more than I,
Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it.
that in the opinion of the world, others may increase and I may decrease,
Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it.
that others may be chosen and I set aside,
Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it.
that others may be praised and I unnoticed,
Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it.
that others may be preferred to me in everything,
Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it.
that others may become holier than I, provided that I may become as holy as I should.
Jesus, grant me the grace to desire it.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. All right. So I will go through our, I bet I didn't open it up. We'll open it up. I'll go through our grade 2 lesson plan here. I think you guys can see this now, hopefully. Can you? Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah.
No, just in a list.
I mean, I see your.
You have to, open it first.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so here it is. It's grade 2. I've got the right one up. All right. So we start on Wednesday the 2nd and Sunday the 6th for our family faith gathering. And just a reminder that February 6th was a reschedule. We moved it from the 13th. So if you want to make sure and check your calendars if you teach on Sunday. And in that time, we will be going through session 5, receiving Holy Communion. And then before, well, kind of in between the next class will be Wednesday the 9th. And then in between that and the 13th for the Sunday class, we have the parent meeting for First Communion. So you are definitely welcome to join us and hear what I'll be sharing. It'll be essentially the upcoming several months and the logistics for communion itself, for the Mass and that sort of thing. I'll be talking about what the children can wear, what, a lot of, try to give that information ahead of time for families. And then I'll be encouraging families to practice the rite, practice receiving communion with a little cracker or Necco wafer, whatever, at home, so the kids get used to the movement and the mechanics of receiving communion. And then in class, the second session of the month, we'll do session 6, the liturgy of the Mass. And I had a class on February 16th, which is a Wednesday, scheduled for teaching Mass, but we were able to find a video that Father Peck had done several years ago that is really good. And so I'm going to share that with families instead. And there's the link to it on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch it yourself. And I'm suggesting that the parents watch it in pieces. They can periodically pause or come back to it, or whatever, because it is pretty long. And Father does break down the introductory rite, the liturgy of the Word, the liturgy of the Eucharist, and the closing rite. He kind of breaks all that down. So I thought it was a pretty good video for them. And then the end of the month, we will have a potluck with our family Mass, and we'll ask people to register there. And then the monthly reflections will be due at the end of the month. Okay. So for the first week of February, with the family faith gathering, you'll be doing session 5, and here are the key ideas here to session 5 that we want the kids to know. I will have all of your student activity book pages ripped out and put into folders. We did finally get the folders, and I'll have a note on the folder that the folder can stay home, and that this will be a place to store, the activity pages at home. And so those will be in your cabinets. We'll get all that ready for you, so you don't have to do that.
But we'll still send them home every week. You're just going to have like 3, 4, and 5.
Yes,
okay.
Right. Still send them home every week. This time around, though, you'll have all 3 chapters. And then if you come to the upper level for the family gathering, after you've set your class up, and go ahead and grab that grade level sign like you have been doing, and we'll send you down 5 to 10 minutes into the session. There will be a video that I'm showing grades 1, 3, 4, and 5 children on the death, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus. I would more than welcome you all to watch it with your kids, but the lesson that you'll be doing in class is definitely disjointed with that subject. So I'm probably going to dismiss grade 2 first.
Okay.
and have you guys go down, and then I'll start the video for the rest of the kids. That makes sense. And then they'll give you, the time to cover session 5, because those sessions are pretty jam-packed. And then if you return by the 50-minute mark, by 9:50 or 6:50, depending on what day you're in the classroom, we'll end our family faith gathering with a special request by one of the kids. He wanted the Kahoot game back. So I promised him that we would do the Kahoot game, and it actually it matches the lesson in the grades 1, 3, 4, and 5. They have a kind of a mid-year review. So I'll definitely fold in some First Communion and First Reconciliation questions into that for everybody.
So is this like a winner comes out of this?
Yeah. What happens is it's done online. So in the projection that's projected on the wall, they'll see the question, and then they go on their phone. Most everybody has a smartphone now. They go to a website and enter a code for our game, and then they enter the answer to the question on their phone. And then they have given themselves a name. Most likely, most people just kind of use their last name as a family name. And then so you see the progress and the family move up and move down, depending on how quickly they answer the question and how accurately they answer the question. So it's about 10 questions. There is definitely a winner. They place the top 3 in kind of a podium kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun, and the kids do like it. So then the families will be completing those activity pages at home. They have a Bible, right? And then there's videos for the parents to watch as well. And during this day, the family faith gathering on the 2nd or the 6th, the parents will meet with Deacon Ray in room 122, and they'll be learning an adult level of the topic that the kids are. Okay, so then we go to session 6 that will be covered later in the month. It looks like the 9th and the 13th it's covered. And this is introducing the liturgy, the Mass itself. And so this will be a general lesson on the Mass, and then there's 2 upcoming lessons, one on the liturgy of the Word and one on the liturgy of the Eucharist. So those will be in March, and that will allow the kids to kind of delve a little deeper into the meaning of the Mass. And so you'll have the full hour and 15 minutes to either kind of review or finish up session 5 or focus on session 6. And then you'll send that particular set of activity pages home. And then the families will have a Bible story and their parent video and the children video that they can watch. Like if they want to watch the children video again, they can watch that again at home. So that's about the February lessons. Are there any questions about that?
Were there any parents who wanted the pages from the activity book while we've been home?
No, there were not. I believe after I finally sent the student book pages, a couple of people had told me that they didn't get them, and I realized that the flock note, I think, stripped them out because the files were so big. So I think they used the student book pages rather than the activity Yeah.
Okay, so we shouldn't worry about, because we're sending them home, not to worry about like just reviewing anything in the 2 lessons.
I would
Just-
say if maybe just kind of review a main idea or a key point. You can acknowledge that we all missed each other over the last month,
Yeah.
and at home, you should have kind of talked about this, and that's probably enough, I think. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to share the February and March calendar, just so I wanted you to kind of visualize things here. I'm on our website, and under ministries, you go to youth faith formation, and this particular page pops up. And then you go to 2021, 2022 program materials. And you click on that, and this brings up a page with all the lesson plans, as well as the links to the reflections. On the very top, there's a calendar, and it's been updated, to start in January. And so we're here January 24th at the virtual meeting. So in February, we have the family faith gatherings on the 2nd and on the 6th. And then grade 2 meets again on the 9th and on the 13th. And in between that, we have the parent first communion meeting. And I do have a note here that Wednesday class has been canceled. So we won't meet that night. And then we have the family mass and potluck. And the monthly reflections are due at the end of the month. In March, I just wanted to call your attention to the fact that we won't have a family faith gathering. We will instead have a family service week for the week of March 6th. We do, however, still need your help, because what will happen is families will have several projects that they can choose, and we're going to ask them to choose one of the several projects. We will have projects available during the 9 o'clock hour on Sunday the 6th, the class time, and then the regular class time on Wednesday, March 9th from 6 to 7:15 p.m. We are also reserving about 30 spaces on March 10th at Northern Illinois Food Bank for sorting and packing their food pantry. That is only 30 spaces. We may also have another off-site service project. I'm meeting with Susanna tomorrow, and we're going to kind of nail things out. But the things that will be happening in the parish building during the regular class time will be things like, an example could be family could sign up to make a couple of greeting cards for the elderly who are in the nursing homes in the area. So they would visit a room on the lower level, and the catechist who normally teaches a class in that room, we will ask you to explain the service project and and provide any assistance that the families need, and kind of oversee the completion of that project for that hour and 15 minutes. So we'll have lesson plans for you, and kind of a description, and we'll have all the supplies and all that.
And that's for the Sunday and the Wednesday. All the
Yes.
classes are on Sunday. Okay.
They're on either Sunday or Wednesday, or another night of the week if we're going somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so families can still attend the night that they normally attend classes if they choose to do so. Or we're not gonna try to make sure you get your students. Instead, it'll be it'll be just kind of like I'll assign 3 or 4 families to this room and 3 or 4 families to this room, just to socially distance. And I might do a couple different shifts too, like in the first half of the night or the last half, because a service project won't take an hour and 15 minutes. So just to kind of keep people moving and also reduce the, the exposure, social, not reduce the distance, but increase the distance.
But the Sunday one will be like it normally is, the 9, 8, 9, yeah,
9 to 10,
9,
15.
10, 15.
Yeah.
And this is all grade levels, right?
It will be at everything grade 5 and under. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So preschool also could participate. The Northern Illinois Food Bank, they have an age restriction of 8 and over. So the families that sign up for that have to, have the older children. Depending on where they are in their birthday, some of the second graders might sign up for that. It'll just depend. And what I'll do is I'll have everything identified at the February family faith gathering so that I can explain everything to the families, to the parents, so they know what's coming up for March, and then they can start signing up for different projects the next several weeks in February, so that by the week of March 6th, everybody will hopefully have made a choice. Like I said, we'll have several service projects and we'll ask them to choose one. And I might even have some that they can do if families want to do it at home, rather than come, because we do have some home study families that chose home study because they didn't want their kids on site because of the pandemic. So I'll probably have a lot of different opportunities for that. And then you'll see in March coming up the First Communion Parent-Child Retreat that we'll have, as well as some classes later in the month. To let you know, I think it's the week, I've got to go back and look, I didn't put it on here. One of these weeks, we're inviting the kids to Mass with their parents. So I don't remember if it's this week of the 13th and the 16th, or if it's the week of the 20th and the 23rd. So the Sunday students would attend the 9 a.m. Mass in the church, and we would ask them to come a few minutes early with their parents, and we'll ask you, the catechist, to be there as well, and we'll reserve a few pews for the families to worship together.
Could you do it the 13th, and then we wouldn't have to worry about a sub?
I like it. It's already on the calendar, so I got it. I actually think it's the 13th.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think Mike's gonna stay, but that way he would just have to sit with the kids at Mass.
Yeah.
I'll go to Ohio, but
I'll verify to you all which date that will happen.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then on Wednesday, the Wednesday class.
They sit with their families anyway, right?
Yes, they do. Yes.
Not as a class.
No, they would sit as a class, but with their
families. Okay.
Yeah. And then the Wednesday class would attend the 6 p.m. Daily Mass because of Lent. Advent Lent, we had a 6 p.m. Mass in the evening. So they'll be asked to come a few minutes early and sit together to do that. And I'll verify the dates of the when the second grade will be attending Mass with you. All right. Okay, and then just to jump really insanely ahead, First Communion happens the 30th, the last Saturday of April, and then we do have practice on the 27th. As catechists, you will not be, required, or you won't have any really responsibilities for practice or Mass. But the kids always love seeing if you're able to volunteer, to be an usher or whatnot. They love seeing you at that point. But we'll get into that with you later.
That's First Communion.
30th.
Okay. All right. Any questions about that stuff so far? I have one more thing to share with you. I wanted to go over, and I'm looking here to share my screen with the correct screen here. I think this is it. Yes. Okay. So the catechist certification, that if you remember, I give you a link all the time to. I gotta go to a different. Sorry. I give you a link all the time to fill out certification, to fill out an assessment form to get certification credit. So I wanted to share just with you the assessment form for today's meeting, just to show you what it looks like if you haven't ever accessed it. So this link I gave you in the meeting notice. It was in the same email that included the link to the meeting. And so this is a link to basically a form that you fill out that just tells me that you participated. And you will get 1 hour credit toward catechist certification. And you include your name and your email, and then you answer 3 questions. The focus of this session in your own words. So you could say something like, to prepare for teaching February's lessons, what you learned in the session, and then how you would apply it. And you don't have to spend too much time on these answers. And then you would submit. And that comes to me, and then I enter it into your catechist certification record. And so I've shared here, Christy gave me permission to share her record. At the beginning of the year, I shared your personal record with you via Google, and I'll go ahead and I'll do that again in case you've lost that link. But this is a place where you can look at what is needed for you to complete to reach certain levels of catechist certification for the diocese. So there's three levels. There's a prerequisite level that ideally is done early on in helping out in religious education. There's a level 1, and that 10 hours of specific topics, and then a level 2, 12 hours of topics along with some electives, and then some renewals after you've gotten that. And I think, have you all been in ministry formation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're pretty much golden in terms of these levels, and I'm going to make sure that's been recorded in your in your records, because when you go through ministry formation, you do all this, you cover most of these topics, you do the papers, the reflections, that sort of thing. So we don't need or want you to repeat classes just for the sake of taking classes. But you are encouraged every year to also take, every 3 years rather, to accumulate 18 hours of formation, which is 6 hours a year. So, when you're in your Bible studies or whatever you're doing, if you fill out one of those assessment forms, I can enter that in and verify that you're renewing your hours.
So I've never been sent this, but I would love to see it if it has all those older dates on it, because, I used to teach all the time many, many, many years ago. So
Yes.
if you can send that, I would like to see it.
I will definitely resend those links out. When I sent them out at the beginning of the year, when you were getting all sorts of stuff from me, so
we weren't part of it.
Oh, that's right, Marianne. You guys came on later. Yeah. So.
But yeah, you can add my ministry formation before you send it.
Exactly. Don't make me mad.
So, like, I haven't done any of these catechist assessments since we started in October. We don't go backwards, right? But I mean, does it benefit you in your job if we're filling these out too? Or
Yeah, I mean, only in that we do report the formation that our catechists have undergone to the diocese each year, and they, you know, they like to see. I mean, I know that you are both couples here are deep in your faith and take everything under the sun, you know, opportunities at the parish. So I know you're all well formed in your faith and know your stuff. This is just sort of a record keeping for the diocese to ensure that happens, you know, and to kind of not only ensure that it happens, but also to acknowledge and affirm when you do it, you know, that you are investing in your faith so that you can pass it. So it's not that it makes my job easier or anything. It's just I think it helps the diocese know that, you know, we've got good people, and we really do. You guys are very, very good, and so it helps us affirm that. Yeah.
so just go forward doing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I would just go forward. Yeah. Okay. And there are those well, I was going to say those specific courses for level 1 and level 2. Those are offered by the diocese throughout the year, but you guys have done formation, so you know.
And if we've done any of the, like, we've done some of the, Carol, what's it called?
To be formed that we're
Well,
doing now.
yeah, but the one we did up in Rockford.
Rockford, the Institute, you know,
Oh, the diocesan.
Oh, we
Institute.
were with you, Therese. Remember, we were in that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that,
Ken, yeah.
yeah, that thing, I don't know if that's on our records or not.
You know what, it probably is not, because unless I kind of get that formal assessment form, I don't add things. But I mean, I have had catechists go back and say, wait, I took this and I took this, and do a very brief little form and ask for the credit. So it's up to you guys.
No.
Yeah. Well, that is all I had. Are there any questions about anything that we shared tonight, or any observations?
For the retreat, there's going to be some requests for assistance, right?
There will be, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I've done this before, so we can go through
Tim's looking forward to that one.
the run through, you know, where they do it for the first time and they test it, taste it, and go through.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's always interesting. So
Yeah, interesting is a good word. I like it. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we will definitely send notifications out about that. So thank you for coming and for spending some time here, and have a blessed evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Therese.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Good job. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.